Hi everyone, my name is Natee, Pretikul, and I'm part of Microsoft Identity Engineering team. People might know my team as Azure Active Directory or Azure AD. My role at Microsoft is to help companies to build security solutions with our identity platform. And essentially, this will also help them to reach to more enterprise customer because Azure AD is very well adopted in the enterprise space. And I'm excited to also share with you some tips and tricks today of how can you leverage our solution to actually grow your business and tap to more enterprise customers. Before we start, let me cover COVID-19 trends, which is very top of mind for many enterprise leaders, including CIO, security chief officers, for example, right? Well, first thing first, unemployment rate is going up, as we all know, and it would mean that it changed a lot of ways enterprise customer are doing business. Imagine if a lot of companies who rely on physical retail present to drive more customer and drive more sales, those enterprise customers have to change the way to extend the online sale more, right? Second, many countries around the world are being impacted again with their economic growth. In fact, many companies, many countries, sorry, forecast that GDP to go down, which is not very nice and helpful, right? And at the end, many industries are on the decline, and it depends on which industry it might be impacted more than the other. And that actually helped force a lot of startups and companies to think about which industry needs with change so they can help them to thrive better. And I can give you one example, right? If a lot of retails or restaurants have to sell online, have to think about the way to do takeout or delivery, well, your solution has to help them get there, and that change, that need might change over time. One thing I'm very fortunate because a lot of enterprise customers now move to work from home, and that's where my team have seen a growth in Azure AD like crazy. You can see from the charts here, Azure AD monthly active usage had grown up by 40%, and the monthly active usage of all the connected apps, both SaaS application and on-premise, are going as well. Are going up, which is 121% year-over-year growth, and that has been good. And this trend has kind of, in a way, influenced my team to work a lot more with startup and companies, and we have identified three common successful trends that we think they're doing well in the enterprise space. One, they have to listen to their customers. It might sound simple, but if your enterprise customer need have changed, you have to quickly listen really well and look at the trend in the market and quickly adjust. Second, once you have insight, you have to then prioritize and then make it real, because then you quickly address your requirements right away so your business can grow big time. And lastly, security is top of mind. I don't have to highlight to you why, but I do think that it's important to find a pragmatic approach to increase your security and your cloud app protection, or really your solution security, because enterprise customers are looking for better and secure solution for their employees. Okay, let me go one by one to go deeper on some of the common successful themes here and some example that I would like to highlight too. One, listen to your customers. I think it's good for most of you or any of you who have existing enterprise customers. Reach out to them, ask them for insight and tips and tricks, right? So that you can adjust your solution correctly. One example of the startup that I've worked with a lot, which is a company called Ubico. Ubico built a security hardware key that is, proven to protect against phishing attacks, right? When employee use it, it's very secure. So it's like MFA, multi-factor authentication for employee to sign in to access the right resources in a secure way. They, in the past, mainly focused on selling keys at scale and big volume, and then the enterprise customer then have to take care of logistics and shipping by themselves. But in reality, during the global pandemic, no one can, on really, a lot of people don't want to do it because you can increase the risk of COVID-19 through the IT admin. So Ubico is very smart. They come up with a new security key as a service model where they can, enable their clients, especially enterprise clients, to order keys for the employees, and then employee can, enter their physical address and then ship it to their home right away so they can use it. And this is also timely for all the remote working environment where the employees have to be onboarded. So this new trend have helped Ubico to gain traction in the enterprise market, right? So listen to customer can help you to lead to new investment area like what Ubico have done. Next, if you don't have enterprise customer, I think it's good to look at the industry paper or some trend that you can see from the internet, or you reach out to your important partner like Microsoft, who can help you to think through what customer need, and then you can think about your solution. In this case, I saw a paper from BCG. So BCG tell us that COVID-19 is creating new priorities, and many will remain critical in the rebound. And I think that some of the things that they highlight here in the chart will stay for the entire year. For example, BCG highlight that remote work experience, security for remote work, data protection, and apps for worker productivity are going to be key priorities, and it's going to drive many decisions in the enterprise space, right? So you want to be relevant by think about this area as well. Okay. So want to have information about these needs, then the next step is to looking at ways to adjust your solution to align with the new reality. And in the BCG paper, I did mention to you about remote work and security for remote work, right? The experience all up. Well, to create a better experience for the enterprise customers, I think one of the most foundational things to do is to enable single sign-on. Basically, your solution, leverage Azure AD to provide seamless and secure access to employees' applications and resources. Why? Well, it reduces sign-in friction and support costs. Second, the end user don't have to think or remember password and username every single time they log into application. And at the end, your solution can easily scale to a lot more enterprise customers because they want to enable remote access, right? The second one I also want to highlight, apart from Azure AD, can help you with the secure access. To truly improve employee experience when they work remotely will be really the key theme, right? So we have Microsoft Graph API that you can leverage rich information to enrich your solution and then easily streamline processes through our API. And I can give you a few examples, right? Imagine if a new employee had to be onboarded. Like every company, you have to have certain access to application for each role, and you have to have certain access group that you can access. Say in finance, you might be able to access company 10K or financial data before you publish publicly, right? So having your application leveraging API from Azure AD, look at the group, right, assign it right away to the employees, and then make sure that you can recommend the right policy, the right data to IT admin, like in some of the example here that I have in the slide, right? You can get risky user profile, or you can confirm compromised accounts, right? So your customer can be informed and make the right security decision to protect their asset and environment. All right. Well, in the topic of security, let me move to my last bucket, last theme, which is about protect or increase protection to your cloud solution. Why it's important? Well, I think a lot of ransomware and phishing attacks cause disruption for enterprise customers. And if their information got hacked or got taken away by ransomware, then the business can be shut down for the entire month or weeks, right? So in this case, I have seen companies, startup who trying to create in-house identity solution before, and they then realize it's super difficult to sustain and protect information because enterprise customer might be facing with regulations like GDPR and others, and they might as well rely on Azure AD to help them protect identity information, and then they can focus on improving other areas like improving the uniqueness of the value of the application. And why Azure AD can help you? Well, Azure AD consume trillions of data, and then we process it to understand whether the user who signed in should be able to sign into the right application or not. And if we see some risky trend, right, we can automatically prompt the user to prove that they are who they are before they can access the information. For example, if I am in the US, but then my sign-in happened in China and in Finland at the same time, Azure AD have risk signal to be able to say that seems strange. Then perhaps Natee should be challenged, and then if Natee could not prove that he is real Natee, then he could not access to critical applications, and that's why I think connecting your app to Azure AD is going to be key. Plus, how do you recommend the right policy for your end user and your customer is going to be important. So just to recap, I talked to you about three trends that you want to think about. One is to listen to your customer. I talk about remote work access, security is top of mind, and remote working experience is key. Second, adjust your solution to align with the new reality, and think about leveraging our single sign-on integration with Azure AD, leveraging our Microsoft Graph to improve the experience is going to be really important. And at the end, increase protection to your cloud security by leveraging Azure AD to help protect employees and your customer asset, going to be the key theme. All right. Next step. So I would encourage you to look at more information about Azure AD by going to aka.ms/Azure AD. And if you have questions and you want to get in touch with me afterward, search me on Twitter and LinkedIn. It's pretty simple. My name is Natee, Pretikul, Pretikul. Thank you so much for your time. I'm looking forward to see you become successful with Azure AD and reach more enterprise customer with us.